Bro Steph here. You're listening to the Middle East Peace Update Report, the WATCHMAN report for January 21st, 2015. Today, I have titled the report Looking Towards 2015 and Beyond. And think of this as a summary, a rundown of an outline that I prepared with some thoughts on it, on what I think are some of the most important areas of concern, things we should be watching for in 2015 and beyond. If you'd like a copy of this outline, I will make it available in the description of this audio for you in PDF format. I believe these are the areas of concern and areas of interest that we should be watching right now in 2015 and beyond. Number one, the new elections for Prime Minister in Israel. Will Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu hold on to power, or will we see a more middle-of-the-road PM take over in Israel? As well, we have a concern that Israel may launch an attack, preemptive attack, against Iran's nuclear plants. Some are saying by June of 2015 latest. Those elections, by the way, are going to happen in March of this year. Number two on the list, the Jews want a temple built on the Temple Mount. All elements to begin worship in the temple are ready. The Arabs say no, the Jews say yes. This should be watched over 2015 and 2016. The Bible tells us that a third temple will be built by Antichrist. See Daniel 8 through 12, Matthew 24, Luke 21, Ezekiel 40 through 45 for details on that. Number three, Russia, Ukraine, China, and the Middle East. There is a move by Russia and China to bring about a substitute currency and to get away from the U.S.-dominated dollar. Russia wants to become a reigning superpower in light of the United States pullback on the world stage. As I'm writing, there is reports that Russia is pulling out of the petrodollar system. As well, China has purchased enough gold to make sure their currency is backed by it to the tune, are you ready for this? To the tune of 60% or better. Economists are waiting for an economic collapse that will make the 2008 Great Recession look like child's play, and it could happen in the fall of 2015, 16, 17, or 18. Those are the years that a lot of economists are saying are the danger years for potential U.S. collapse, financial collapse. Look to see the U.S. to distance itself further from God as it seeks to become a super political correctness-dominated country. The U.S. will side with the homosexual agenda to a fault, and the U.S. will distance itself further from Israel. Our president will allow Iran to go nuclear, look for Obama to do everything but lean towards the Bible in his actions and policies for these United States of America. Dangerous times we live in, to say the least. China has the gravitas to actually create a new monetary system, one they are calling the SDR system. As of December 2014, China became the world's financial leader for the first time in known history. See Revelation 16, more about China's involvement in the Great Tribulation period. A final word about Russia. Russia has made cooperative agreements with countries in the Middle East and would like to see Israel become a thing of the past. There is now enough oil, natural gas, and untold trillions in the form of minerals at the bottom of the Dead Sea. Israel is now ripe for a global superpower like Russia to try to take from her, that's Israel, what doesn't belong to Russia, much like Russia is doing with the Ukraine right now. Russia needs Ukraine as a pivot point into Europe and the Middle East, so look for Russia to bring Ukraine back into the fold. Ezekiel 38:39 are now in play. We are seeing all the elements of Ezekiel 38:39 being established by God at this very moment. Gog, the prince of Magog, is rising. The world believes that because of Israel, the world can't hold on to peace. Israel is the thorn in the side of the world peace process. Look to see the world put pressure on Israel to make peace at any cost with our Arab neighbors. According to the Bible, this will lead to disaster. Daniel 7 through 12, Revelation 5 through 19 should be read to get better detail on this as well. Number 4, look for the Lord to continue to move all Middle Eastern and European players into their roles and places for the final act of the last 7 years of Daniel's 70th week and vision. Recently, the week of January 4th, Qatar decided to pull away from its support of ISIS and side with Egypt. There is a stirring among the Arabs of the Middle East, and we may see a backlash coming against ISIS real soon. And then finally, number 5, terrorism and/or violence. As we move closer to the end of days, you need to become more familiar with Matthew 24. Our Lord warned that as we move closer to his return, the days would become full of violence and/or terrorism. Terrorism will not get better anytime soon. And in fact, here's the bad news. It will get a whole lot worse. Look to see social unrest as people find it hard to make ends meet, and as social programs get stretched past their limits in an attempt to try to sustain the population. If the political climate doesn't improve in the United States, we could hear the rumblings of social unrest like never before. It is not out of the realm of an impossibilities that our society could fracture and could erupt into factions warring against one another. Expect to hear of wars and rumors of wars across the globe to increase in intensity. The curtain is about ready to rise, and the last scene or act of the age is about ready to begin. The next big events that I'm anticipating in the near, not so near distant future are as follows. Number 1, the rapture of true believers. 2, the rise of Antichrist, the man of sin. 3, the return of Christ and the millennium reign. This is just a summary overlook. And here's my special note. Before the rapture of believers from the earth, there are many things that are going to transpire in our societies and globally. My list above in my outline is meant to show how close we may be to the Lord's return based on how near we are to the big 3 events that I have outlined in my outline above. Furthermore, there are many things that happen between the rapture and the return of Christ. To see all these events, one should read Revelation 5 through 22 for the exhaustive list of things like the 144,000 Jews being sealed in their foreheads, the remnant of the Jews that are protected by God, probably in Petra, and the 2 witnesses that preach and end up dying on the streets of Israel, and angels preaching the good news to the world as they fly through the air, the atmosphere, and preach the good news of Jesus Christ. If you don't know Christ in a personal way, now is the time to give your life over to the Lord. Read John 3:16 through 18 and Romans chapter 10. This is Bro Steph with January 21st, 2015 Watchman Report. You can find our intelligence reports on brosteph.org. You can go to Facebook at facebook.com/groups/brosteph to get involved in our group conversations. And you can find all of our audio intelligence reports at audioboom.com/brosteph. Talk to you real soon. Remember, live out your faith and keep looking up. Jesus is coming back soon.